Hi everybody, it's Melissa. I hope everybody's doing well today. Thought I would check in, uh, tell you what's going on in my little world. Having one of those ocular migraines today, only this time I feel it in my head. Seeing that lightning bolt kind of pixelated colorful star-shaped pattern thing flashing. It's pleasant. I really need to get to the eye doctor. Wanted to talk about how I'm doing with my depression. Really not too bad. I don't think I don't feel depressed. I'm feeling some anxiety and kind of some fear of the unknown, I guess. And I go see the psychiatrist Tuesday. I don't know why I've said like 4 different dates. And I finally checked my paper and it's Tuesday at 1 o'clock. So I'll be making a video then after I finish with him and see what transpires with that. I have a lot to talk to him about. I really don't want to get back on any medication. I really don't feel like I need it right now. I feel such a change. Change, spiritual awakening. I mean, call it what you will, but I've been meditating a lot, like reciting mantras to myself. That's helped a lot to keep me out of negative thoughts. I'm just trying to live in the present moment, just right now. And like I said, I didn't even know I had that option. So it's been really a liberating experience to know that I don't have to dwell in my thoughts. I can let them go, come back down to now, and realize that my thoughts do not define me. I am more than that. And that has just helped. I mean, I can't even explain to you how much that's helped me. Like some great epiphany. I don't know what took so long to come to this. Maybe, I just came to that point where I was just so shattered. Maybe it took a complete life-shattering experience to bring me to that. I think it did. I don't know, but it's working for me, so I'm going with it, and I'm going to tell him I want to forego any medication, and I want to ask him about talking to a different therapist, because I really don't think she was the one for me. I feel like there's big changes coming up in my life, like complete life changes. And I'm kind of anxious about it, kind of scared, but at the same time, I'm excited. I've never been big with change. I've never been good with it. Well, I can't say never. When I was a child, I really didn't have the option or the choice. Things were changed for me, whether I wanted it or not. And I think that's why I'm so rigid about change and needing structure and a set path. Because I get a lot of fear and anxiety if things change, or I feel them changing, because when I was growing up, I lived in a lot of different places, went to a lot of different schools, a lot of different people in and out of my life, and I didn't have the choice to say, hey, wait a minute, let's think about this. So I think that's where that stems from, which I kind of already knew, but I hadn't really internalized that thought that although I don't have to dwell on my childhood issues, I do need to look at them and resolve them. So I'm trying to do that because, I don't harbor any hard feelings or resentments or anger about my past that I'm aware of. I thought I'd come to peace with everything. But, just pushing it under the rug is not resolving anything. It's all the feelings are still there. So, I'm just looking at stuff, not out of anger or just kind of trying to connect the dots of where it's gotten me so far. All these childhood experiences. I talked to my dad the other night. I hadn't talked to him in a while, and he suffers with depression also. And we were talking about spirituality and his medication. I guess his doctor had him on tons of different medications, one to counteract the effects of another, and he said he finally just quit taking all of it because he felt so bad. It was making him just feel bad all the time. So he said we were talking about therapists, and he said his was a really young guy, and I said, yeah, I've had a couple of young ones in the past, and not that they're not smart or know their field, but I think a lot of these younger kids, these younger therapists, they really don't have a whole lot of life experience as an older or old person would have. So I don't necessarily think that they can relate to a lot of the things that we've been through. Now, my therapist, oh, by the way, Dad said he started laughing. He goes, yeah, I just like to screw with him. He's something else. But he said he likes him, so. My therapist, I think, is around my age, but we just clash. I mean, I put out a video of my last appointment with her, and I just wasn't not feeling her. Just not feeling her, man. So I'm going to talk to him about getting into a different therapist. I want to find somebody I can talk to about the spiritual aspect of what I'm going through. I don't know who to talk to about it. My son suggested I go out to the spiritualist camp and talk to somebody, but I don't know. I'm going to talk to my psychiatrist about it. He'll probably think I'm crazy, but oh well. Anyway, getting back to the childhood issue thing, I was talking to Dad about it, with my dad. When growing up, my dad and my stepmom had very strict rules. They, we had to clean the house on Saturday. We couldn't watch TV during the day. In the summer, if it was nice, we had to be outside. We just, I'm not going to say it's rigid. It was just very structured environment. Dad would do stuff with us, teaching stuff, like have us down in the basement helping him build cabinets, or he did photography for a while, and we had a dark room in the basement, so we would go down there and help him develop photos, and just all kinds of stuff. Build birdhouses, paint the house. I think my sister and I helped him paint the house 3 times. It was a 3-story house. It wasn't fun. So I had that every other weekend, 2 weeks in the summer, and the occasional times that I moved in over there to get away from my mom. And then I would be at my mom's house, where it was a free-for-all, do what you want. Rarely saw her that often. So I just kind of was left to my own devices. And I was talking to Dad about the duality of that, and how I think that shaped me and helped me know right from wrong. I think it shaped my moral compass. I could see what was right, and I could see what was wrong. And Dad agreed with me, So I don't know, but I know that instability makes me feel frazzled. So I'm going to try to go through these changes, and I'm feeling anxious about it, but I know it's for the best, and I'm just trying to stay positive and focused. So that's what's going on with me. Like I said, not really feeling any depression. Just staying out of my head is helping with that. I really don't understand. It's mind-boggling to me that I didn't think of this years ago. I guess I just wasn't supposed to, maybe. I guess everybody has to go through what they go through in their own time, and I've had so many, I know people who have taken their own lives, and a couple of them, it was so sudden, and I'm like, my God, the things that our minds put us through, it's just wild. What your mind can trick you into thinking and believing and doing. And it can be very painful. Just so painful, you just want to run from it any way possible. And I know how that feels. And I have not been there. The past month, I'm really practicing just staying out of that headspace. Just letting those thoughts go. They don't define me, so That's what's helping me right now. Is it for everybody? Has ever, you know, probably not. I mean, that's just what's working for me. Um, the medications, I've been on so many, and the SSRIs. Um, I watched a documentary one time on SSRIs and how, I mean, psychiatry is not an exact science, so I guess, with depression, doctors just really, really don't know how to deal with it. And SSRIs are the closest thing that they have that can work. But they'll even admit that they don't work all the time. They don't work with everybody. Um, but that's the best that they have. I really think they should look into the ketamine treatments, because I've researched that and people have had great results with that. I don't know what the issue is with that because it's done in a clinical setting, and I guess it works for people, and until you have to go back in for another treatment, it's not long term. You have to go back and keep getting treatments, but people are desperate. When they're in that deep space, they're desperate. They will try anything. I was told my psychiatrist I was willing to try electroshock therapy. I mean, and that always terrorized me, the thought of it. But I was done. I didn't know any other options. So I'm like, I'll try anything at this point. So, when you're dealing with people's psyches and minds, it can't be an exact science. So they do the best that they can. And SSRIs, I know people that have had great results with them, and I'm like, I wish I could have been one of those people, but I just, it wasn't happening for me. The Nardil, the MAOI I took years ago when I was married, that did work. This MSAM patch MAOI that I was on, I probably didn't stay on it long enough to get any real results from it, but I know that it caused such great anxiety in me and just kind of a agitated state, kind of a hyper agitated state. That wasn't worth the anxiety alone. It wasn't worth it to me. I already have anxiety. I don't need something that's going to make it worse. But there again, I've read a lot of articles and people's testimony about how it has completely changed their life. So, everybody's different. And right now, this is what's working for me. Just staying out of my head, staying mindful, living in the moment, and trying to make positive life choices. Trying to just keep the negativity away. I mean, there's always negative stuff going on, obviously, but I don't have to let it affect me to the point where I'm just churning it in my brain nonstop. I mean, so that's what I'm doing right now. And that's what I want to really talk to my psychiatrist about. He's a nice guy, and he seems to be really, really open-minded. So we'll see how it goes Tuesday. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great rest of the day and tries to stay positive and stay out of those negative thoughts, as I'm going to try to do. And I will get back with you guys Tuesday and let you know about my big appointment, see what happens there. So I will talk to everybody Tuesday. Take care. Bye.